In this video, I'm going to treat the Wurlitzer track. As a quick reference for the starting point, this is what the track sounds like, first by itself and then within the context of the mix. I really like its sound, however, I think because it's playing a supporting role, I can make it take up more room in the stereo field. Up until this point, the only effects I've applied are various compressors and EQs. These treatments have mostly been applied with the goal of preserving the sound of the various instruments. Here, I'm going to apply an effect with the goal of actually altering the sound. Softube's emulation of the Mutronix Mutator has enough in its arsenal that it can add coolness and make a track vibey in a way few other plugins can. The Mutronix Mutator is a stereo analog filter and envelope follower with a wide range of controls. It's been used by bands like Radiohead, U2, Nine Inch Nails, Depeche Mode, and more. I could easily do a complete series on this plugin as it's pretty involved. For the sake of brevity, I'm going to dial through some of the included presets. In fact, this is how I most often audition plugins to get a general idea of what they can do. After I find a preset that sounds close to what I have in mind, I'll fine-tune it. So first, auditioning presets. Indeed, this plugin offers a wide variety of sounds. What I like is they all have an overall analog vibe to them, which is perfectly suited for this whirly track. The preset I liked the most was Wow Water. It did a great job of widening the overall stereo image and adding motion. Again, that imbalance between the left and right channels that keeps the mix moving and engaging to the listener. Now, I'm going to adjust some of the controls. First, the left to right tremolo-like shift is tempo synced. Presently, it's set to 1 bar. I think I'm going to speed that up to create some more motion. From there, I'm going to adjust the width, mix, and output level to achieve unity gain. I'm really happy with this result. I sped the effect up to a quarter note value to increase the overall sense of motion. I ended up dialing back the mix so it was around a 50-50 blend, keeping the sound of the original instrument but adding in that stereo imaging. I increased the width a small amount to compensate for what I lost when I dialed the mix back. Finally, I boosted the output gain to match the input and output volumes. Here's a comparison of what the track sounds like before and after this treatment. First soloed and then with the rest of the tracks in. With the track soloed, the treatment sounds fairly drastic. When the other tracks are added in, however, it's far less noticeable as the track is mixed down quite a bit. And I think this is a great example of how not all tracks should be equally apparent in the mix, meaning the same perceived loudness. Mixing that way, with all the tracks at the same apparent volume, provides for a very flat mix without depth. With this Wurlitzer track mixed down, it adds a considerable amount of dimension, but in a subtle way, and it pokes out every now and then, grabbing the listener's attention. Done right, these sorts of things keep listeners interested and engaged. Give it a go on one of your own mixes, and hey, if you don't like it, you can always push the fader back up. In the next video, I'm going to treat the guitars.